Hi, I'm Emmalou, the creative director with Heartfelt Creations. Today I'm showing you how to color and shape the Cascading Fuchsia. Oh my goodness, this flower takes Flower 3D to a completely new dimension. You're gonna love it. This is the Cascading Fuchsia stamp set. You can see on the back that there are 3 different sizes, and then this is the coordinating die that goes with those. So to start this flower out, I had stamped the image with black ink, and you can use a 60 to 80 pound cardstock, and then I just lay the die on top. These blades are right at the edge, so you can just tape that, you can cut that out, and you'll have the flowers like this. So once you've done that, we're going to start coloring them. When you color these, I'm using the Dove blender. The Dove blender has a clear blending solution that makes it very easy to blend your inks. I'm using the dark peony chalk ink, and we're just dipping into the ink pad and then bringing it over and adding a little bit of that color right to the tips of the flower. With this one, you can just kind of fade it in. I did not color the inside area. If you want this to be more bright and vibrant, just go back and add a little bit more coloring. So if you're looking for a simple blending technique, the Dove blender will do your trick. I like this for a bright, vivid color. It gives a little bit brighter color than you would with just a sponging application. So the first application looks a little bit lighter, just blend that out. Then you can go back and just add that darker color around the edges, and you'll have your flower color. So that's the same thing I would have done to create the effect that you see on this flower. To shape the flowers, you're going to take this, just flip it stamp side down, and I'll spray a little bit of water on the back just to kind of moisten that. It makes it easier to shape, and once it's dry, it will be very stiff. To start out with, we're going to use the flower curling tip from the Deluxe Flower Shaping Set. We're just going to add that to the tip and then just give that a sharp twist like that. So that kind of adds a nice little curve at the very tip of the fuchsia. So we'll do that on each one of them. Some of these I had already kind of pre-shaped. So we'll just bring that back. Then once you're finished on that side, I like to go back and just lay that on my mat and just go in a circular motion right at the base of the flower petal. That will kind of curve those petals back out, and then go kind of in a circular motion in the center, and that will just shape it. For the top of the fuchsia, for the leaf, I have that stamped side down, and then we'll just start at the tip and just pull towards the center, and we'll do that on each one. And then for the little stamen that goes inside the fuchsia, what you'll do is just start at one side and just pull towards the other side, and that will start to add a nice curve, and then you're ready to glue those together. To glue these together, I do it a little bit differently. So what you're going to want to do is just take this one. This one's already dry. It kind of has that cup shape. I'm using the Dry's Clear Glue with a really fine tip. This is my all-time favorite. But I'll just add a dot of glue right at the base of the flower. This is easiest once the flower has been dried, and then, or not, once the flower has been, once it's dry. It's the best way to do that. I'll just alternate those petals. I do have the smallest one from this side on top, and then I'll just kind of fold that down. So you'll see that, so it kind of has that cup shape. And then for the leaves, I will go ahead and put some glue on the top, on the stamp side. And I'll actually have the stamp side turned down. So you'll kind of have this, and I'll just alternate that with the other petals. So we'll bring that up so you have that. Once that leaf is on top, I'll flip that over, and you kind of have that cup shape coming up, and you're ready to add the stamen. I love the assembly of this flower. This was the really 3D dimension of it. So just add a little bit of glue on the inside of that tip, and then I actually, let me see, to get a nice curve with this, you can actually put your flower curling tip in the center there, and then just overlap that and just hold it for a little bit, and then that will give you that nice curve for those petal tips. If you wanted to, you could also add color on the opposite side of those petals. It's completely up to you. Then while that is drying, just kind of hold that and put another dot of glue right in the center of the flower. You could also use your hot glue gun, because that would automatically bond. And then you'll just set that petal in the center, and you'll set that aside to dry. And once that's dry, you'll have a flower like this. Now when you attach these to cards, if you'd like to have them hang, I like to add a leaf to the card, and this will be a full flower like I just showed you. If you want to attach the card to, or attach a flower to the card, you can actually just glue that directly to the card. And if you want to do that effect, what you'll do before you glue it to the card is, you'll see the back here, I just actually glued some of those petals down so that that will lay flat on the card. If you want to add a leaf because you want to hang it in the center of an opening, what you're going to do is, I used a leaf from the classic leaf set and I just trimmed part of it off. So we'll just remove that. And then we have a stem in the bottom here that we're just going to add a little bit of glue to the top of. So we'll just add a little bit of the driest clear glue, and then you can just glue that right on the top, and that will kind of add, that needs some time to dry. So I'm just going to lay that aside, and you'll see how I did that. This one's the one on vellum, and that one just has that leaf already dry. So that kind of gives you something that you can hang from the center of a card like this. Since these flowers take dimension to a new level and you want to make sure that you have a dimensional packaging, we added these clear boxes to our website. There are multiple sizes, and these are absolutely beautiful to just give it to a friend, or you can also mail these. So many of you have been asking for these, and they're finally here. So these are beautiful, just tying a ribbon around it if you're hand giving it, or you can put postage and their address on the back. The flowers that you see, this is the main Cascading Fuchsia stamp, and like I said, there's 3 different sizes that you can choose from. And you'll see that on this card, I completely did it on vellum. That gives a very delicate and a very natural look. You'll also see the butterflies on vellum. This is just an outside card panel, and we have the coordinating Cascading Fuchsia die. So you have those 3 coordinating dies. You'll also see in the background of this card that I have this very decorative die. That comes from our decorative oval die. This one is just the raw file, but you can see with this one is a very intricate, beautiful die. And I also used it on this card with some of the fuchsias, and I used it as a side fold card. So I actually used a magnet, and so that just opens and closes. You can cover the magnets. I didn't cover mine yet there, but you can kind of see how that just drapes over it. Here's another very beautiful way to use that oval in the background. Use the background card panels from the paper and add some fuchsias to the top. Another stamp set in this collection that I absolutely love is the fuchsia clusters. You'll see one on the front of the packaging, and in the back you'll see that there are 2 different ones. With this one, we color these with a Dove blender pen, and we utilize the card front panels. There's some instructions on the inside of that one. Here you'll see that beautiful spray in the background as well. And then we also have the fuchsia bouquet. This one you'll see you can color it absolutely beautifully. You can see in the back we also have a single fuchsia flower, but here this was actually that cluster out of the paper, but you can kind of see how that one would look stamped. Here we added a decorative die, the sentiment, that kind of just finishes that one off. And then we also have we have a fuchsia spray. This one is very beautiful. I see this one stamped on the opposite sides of the oval. I haven't had a chance to play with this one yet, but we do have some samples on the website of this one as well. And then we have this image. It's the vining fuchsia. This one is a very nice, large image that I used on the top with the decorative oval in the background. Just added a paper sentiment on the bottom. In my next video, I'll show you how to do all of that. And then this is the card I had shown you earlier. But you'll see this sentiment. It coordinates with our Everyday Heroes die. It's called the Heartfelt sentiment. So we have added some more sentiments that you can utilize with the Everyday Heroes die. So you have the thinking of you, have a wonderful day, celebrating your special day, get well soon, and then some circles that you can use with the sentiments as shown on this card. And then I have a couple more samples that I just couldn't pass up. Our design team member, Regina Hamilton, made this beautiful ornament with these fuchsias. So there's endless possibilities with these. I just absolutely love this. And then this card was also one that we use with the Everyday Heroes die, paper in the background. These come from the paper collection. The paper collection has some mint and fuchsia colors, and you can see on the website the different patterns and everything that we do have in the paper collection as well. You'll love creating your own dimensional fuchsias to hang from the cards or to attach in the card front like I showed you. You can also see more inspiration on all the different samples that I showed you in this video with written instructions by visiting the gallery. You can click on the image that you like. It'll give you those written instructions that you can follow along with. If you'd love to purchase this collection, I have a special code that you can enter in at the checkout. Just enter Cascading Fuchsia 5. You'll receive $5 off your order with a $50 purchase. And you'll want to do this by May 20th to take advantage of this offer. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel to make sure that you don't miss upcoming videos. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time.